What do you feel is your biggest strength as a cricketer?
I think understanding my strengths and weaknesses, and working hard on obviously trying to improve as a player over the years, and using my experience, I suppose. And then putting in the hard work. There's obviously no substitute for hard work. You think of the sacrifices you made when you were a youngster because you wanted to play international cricket. So unfortunately there are no shortcuts, and I certainly have learned that over the years. You've got to put in that time.
When you were growing up, did you model your batting style on any particular cricketer?
I didn't really know. At the time that I was growing up, we didn't have international cricket, so I didn't get to see a lot of cricket. I always wanted to be a provincial player at that stage, because obviously, like I said, we had no international cricket. So I didn't really. I spent a lot of time with my dad in the nets, and working hard on technique, and had a lot of good coaches along the way. I had some good coaches at school as well. So I've been very fortunate when it comes to that side of it.
Now, is there a South African style of batting? And if so, is your game based on that?
Yeah, there probably is. I think our wickets are probably right up there with the toughest wickets to bat on. We've got to deal with perhaps a little bit more uneven bounce than around the world. Obviously some sideways movement, because we've always been known for our wickets for fast bowlers. So there is a way of learning how to bat on these. And you adapt your game to wherever you go around the world, because conditions do differ so much. So when you go to certain places, you change one or two little things, and it's just little things that you pick up while you're touring and have played for so long, and hopefully pass that on to a few of the younger guys that come through, and help their game along quicker.
How has cricket changed over your 17-year career?
I don't think it's changed too much technically. Perhaps mentally it's changed a little bit. I think with the introduction of T20 cricket, I think the whole game of cricket has moved forward and got a lot quicker. So you've got to move with the times, and that's so you try to keep up with times and try and keep improving as a player. I think technically, I've probably at the moment as good as I've ever been, and getting into as good positions now as I have ever. So from a batting point of view, probably playing as well as I've ever played.
There haven't really been as many kind of all-rounders in this era. We touched on it a little bit before, but there haven't been that many all-rounders, kind of in recent years, I suppose, apart from yourself, Andrew Flintoff, a few others. Why do you think there are so few?
Like I said, I think the amount of cricket has got a bit to do with it. There's just so much cricket, to play, and it is quite taxing on the body. It's a tough one. It could just be one of those periods where there have been a few that come through, and hopefully going forward there'll be a few more. I think you always keep a lookout for all-rounders and see how they're doing, and especially young ones coming through. Hopefully they can sort of carry on the mantelpiece of the all-rounder.
How has T20 cricket improved your game?
You've got to keep up with the times. The game's got quicker. I think a lot of us perhaps didn't accept 2020 cricket in the first. I certainly didn't, and then you realise that it was here to stay, and it was a format of the game that I want to get better at and improve, and put a lot of time and effort into it, and I think it really has helped the other formats as well, my one-day cricket and test cricket. So I think a long time ago people were worried that 50-over cricket or one-day cricket when it first started was going to affect test cricket negatively, and I don't think it has. I think it's been really good for the game, and as T20 cricket. Now,
as we look back at your career, what was the experience like growing up and learning to play cricket in South Africa?
I was fortunate enough to go to Wynberg, so cricket at Wynberg was a major sport, and I saw some kids playing on a field with 3 pieces of wood in the ground, and guys running up and bowling and batting, and stepped in one day. I think my dad was late in picking me up, so managed to hit a few balls and bowl a few balls, catch a few, and realised that I enjoyed this game, and could play the game a little bit. And I was fortunate enough to go throughout the the levels and provincial stuff from a young age, and get some really good coaching. So I was very fortunate that I could go through and do it the way that I did.
Considering the pressures in modern cricket and the body, the age catching up, how long do you feel you can continue in the game?
I still feel quite good at the moment. Obviously the one thing missing is a World Cup. So if I can hang on for 3 years, it would be nice. There's certainly, I don't have a right to be in the side if I don't put in the performances. So there are all those pressures that go with it. But I'd like to try and stick around. That certainly is a goal now. Maybe it changes, a little while. But as I sit here now, to be part of another World Cup would be very special.
That is your last remaining goal. You'd say your kind of key goal as a cricketer.
That would be the icing on the cake. Yes, I think we've all, as a country, we really want to win the Cricket World Cup. We saw what the Rugby World Cup did for this country, so it would be nice if we could do it, and I could be part of winning a World Cup. But like I said, a lot of hard work and a long time still to go.